Thank you very much. Thank you, Pro-Vice Chancellor. I almost said I was inviting fellow Ghanaians. Then I remembered we are rather at the graduation, so shall we be up on our feet? The University Council, by virtue of the authority of the charter granted by the National Accreditation Board, Ghana, on the recommendation of the Academic Board, has conferred on Akufo Addo the degree of Doctor of Human Letters, honoris causa, with all rights and honors pertaining thereto, given at Oyibi, Greater Accra Region, Republic of Ghana, on this day, the 14th day of July, AD 2024. Congratulations. Congratulations. Thank you. Isn't this beautiful? Isn't this beautiful? Sure. Sure. Great. That is the icing. That's the icing. I thought we could have the family members flanking them for a photograph at least. So we're posing for the pictures. We have the entire family members flank it exactly. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I think we can give them another round of applause. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah, you may resume your seats, please. Ladies and gentlemen, we are grateful. Thank you so much for your cooperation. Thank you. We are appreciative. Yes. These are the members of the Valley University alumni on the Vice Chancellor's party. Yes, my Chancellor is suggesting that let's have all the awardees posing with the President. That will be very much in order. So, Mr. Thomas Wanika, Honorable Kwame Oseprempe, shall we flank? And indeed, Honorable Frema Osepar. Yes. Okay, then after this. Very well. But it's okay. Yeah. Great, 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 great. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. If you need to know, please. We want to limit movements, but you need to use the washroom. It's directly behind us. If you need to have some first aid attendance, it's also directly behind and to my extreme left. Please be prompted. The President will be in very soon. Shall we be on our feet whilst we wait for the Vice Chancellor's party to process? So we have our Chancellor, the Chair of the Governing Council, the Vice Chancellor joining the President's entourage as he gets ushered in. The President enters, and so shall we have. Shall we limit all movements in the room? Let us limit all movements. Welcome, sir. Thank you. Welcome. Thank you very much, please, band. Please, shall we all resume our seats? Thank you. Thank you indeed. This is the moment I believe we've been waiting for. And thank God we have it. Honorable Chancellor, the Valley View University is a value-based Christian institution empowered by its statutes to grant degrees, diplomas, and certificates, and other distinctions as well as award medals, prizes, and other titles. It also provides that the Chancellor shall preside at all meetings of congregation held for the purpose of conferring degrees. I therefore humbly invite the Chancellor to constitute this assembly as a congregation and declare the ceremony open for the purpose of conferring first degrees, higher degrees, and presentation of prizes. Please let us welcome the Chancellor.
By the power conferred on me as Chancellor of Valley View University, I, Pastor Professor Robert Osei Bonsu, declare the graduation assembly duly constituted. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Chancellor. At this stage, we want to invite the choir to give us a rendition. And the first gentleman of the land to deliver his remarks. Thank you.
Eminent clergy, Madam First Lady, Greater Accra Regional Minister, Chief of Staff at the Office of the President, and officials of the Presidency, Minister for Education and Member of Parliament for Bosomtwe, the Minister for Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs, Ministers and Deputy Ministers of State, Members of Parliament, Municipal Chief Executive for Kpung, Kantamanso Municipal Assembly, Chairperson of the NPP Council of Elders, the Chancellor of Valley View University, Chairperson and members of the Governing Council of Valley View University, Vice Chancellor, Pro-Vice Chancellor, Registrar, faculty, students, graduates, and honorees of Valley View University, the representative of Ni Akwe Dankwa and Ni Afoto Churu Sopo and other traditional rulers, members of the diplomatic corps, residents of OEB, fellow Ghanaians, ladies and gentlemen. It is with great gratitude and sincere humility that I appear before you today, honored to receive this prestigious honorary doctorate from Valley View University. I am overwhelmed and moved by the confidence the university has shown in me through this conferment, and I assure you that I'll do my utmost not to let the side down. This honor inspires me to work even harder for the progress of our nation, upholding the principles of integrity, justice, and compassion that Valley View University embodies. I make this acceptance speech also on behalf of today's two other honorees, the Honorable Kwame Osei-Prempeh, the Managing Director of Goyle Company Limited, and Thomas Swanica, Founder and Executive Chairman of the Swanee Group, both strongly associated with the Seventh-day Adventist Church, whose remarkable contributions in their respective fields have not only advanced industry standards, but have also had a positive impact on many lives. We stand as testaments to the power of dedication, innovation, and service to society. Thank you once again for this exceptional honor. Indeed, this recognition, bestowed by an institution renowned for its dedication to academic excellence and moral integrity, is a reflection of the shared values and vision that we hold for the future of our nation. The existence of Valley View University has been very instrumental in the growth and development of private tertiary education in Ghana. As the first private university in the country to receive a charter, it has set a benchmark for excellence and innovation in higher education. This milestone, achieved under the leadership of the first NPP President of the Fourth Republic, His Excellency John Agyekum Kufuor, marked a significant turning point in the history of tertiary education in Ghana, signaling government's recognition of the vital part private institutions play in expanding access to higher education and fostering academic excellence. The charter presented to Valley View University by President Kufuor was proof of the institution's adherence to high academic standards and its devotion to producing graduates who are not only knowledgeable, but also morally and ethically grounded. Since then, Valley View University has continued to lead by example, contributing greatly to the academic and personal development of countless students. The university's emphasis on holistic education, which integrates intellectual growth with spiritual and moral development, has made it a symbol of private tertiary education in Ghana. Building on this legacy, my administration has continued to support the growth of private tertiary institutions. Since becoming president in 2017, I've had the honor of presenting charters to 7 private tertiary institutions. This demonstrates my government's quest to construct a diverse and competitive higher education landscape that can meet the evolving needs of our society. By granting these charters, we acknowledge the implementation of the critical charge of private institutions in broadening access to quality education encouraging innovation, and driving national development. Ladies and gentlemen, education has been a cornerstone of my administration's agenda, a statement best exemplified by the free senior high school, free SHS policy. Launched in 2017, the very year in which I took office, the free SHS policy has been a bold step to ensure that every Ghanaian child, regardless of their circumstances, has access to quality secondary education. This initiative has removed the financial barrier that previously prevented many young Ghanaians from continuing their education beyond junior high school, thereby opening doors to opportunities that can transform their lives and contribute to national development. From the initial annual enrollment of 422,942 in 2017, some 503,000 children entered senior high school this year, the highest ever enrollment of children into senior high school in a single year in our history, with 5.7 million children having so far benefited from the free senior high school policy since it was instituted in September 2017. Our attachment to education is further reflected in the unprecedented budgetary allocations we have made to that sector. My government has consistently prioritized education in our national budget, allocating more resources to this sector than any previous administration. These funds have been used to improve infrastructure, provide teaching and learning materials, and support various educational programs that enhance the quality of education at all levels. This substantial financial undertaking underscores our belief that education is the bedrock of national progress and prosperity. The considerable budgetary allocations within the period, totaling some 12.88 billion cedis, amply illustrate the sheer determination of the Akufo-Addo government to ensure that education becomes a catalyst around which the transformation of our nation revolves. I'm particularly proud of how, in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic and other dire economic constraints, we were able to sustain the free SHS program and enhance it even further with the addition of free TVET and free STEM without compromising the needs of the lower levels of our educational system. I'm equally proud that during the pandemic, unlike in many other countries like the United States of America and the United Kingdom, with the requisite logistical and safety arrangements, we managed to keep our schools open so that our children did not lose a year of their education. Moreover, we've launched several interventions aimed at improving the quality of education and ensuring that every child receives a holistic and well-rounded education. These interventions include teacher training programs, curriculum reforms, and the introduction of digital tools and resources to advance teaching and learning. By investing in the professional education development of our educators and modernizing our educational system, we're laying a strong foundation for the future of our nation. I'm somewhat astonished to hear that some politicians seeking office have committed themselves to reviewing these obvious gains if, and that is the big question, if they achieve office in the December elections. The realization of this commitment will constitute a severe setback for our educational progress. The educational reforms carried out by the Akufo-Addo government have also encompassed tertiary education, materially advancing access, infrastructure development, and STEM initiatives across the country. The no guarantor policy under the Student Loan Trust Fund is breaking down financial barriers for students seeking higher education. By eliminating the requirement for a guarantor, we've empowered students from economically disadvantaged backgrounds to pursue their traditional aspirations without undue financial burden. This has meant a large increase in the numbers of students seeking tertiary education, from 443,978 students in the 2016-2017 academic year to 711,695 in the 2022-2023 academic year. And it is in response to this increase, the government has decided to establish 4 new universities in Mampong, in the Ashanti region, in Akrodia, in the Bron region, in Bonso in the Eastern region, and Kintampo in the Bron East region, and expand the facilities in existing ones. We are pursuing interventions towards achieving by 2030 the 40% gross tertiary enrollment ratio, up from the current level of 18.84%, as well as the 60-40 science-to-humanity ratios, up from the current one of 40-60, as captured in the Education Strategic Plan of 2018 to 2030. Even though our target for the gross tertiary enrollment ratio is ambitious, it is as well for us in Ghana to recall that the equivalent ratio in Korea, according to the World Bank, is 103%. The Kufuor government has also placed immense importance on the payment of research and book allowances to academia, recognizing the pivotal role that educators and researchers play in national development. This is evidenced by the substantial financial support extended to lecturers across the country. Since 2020, government has disbursed some 226,078,296 CDs as research allowance, stimulating an environment conducive to scholarly investigation and innovation. A further amount of 491,334,891 CDs has been allocated as book allowance, ensuring that academic professionals have access to essential materials. These investments underscore my government's dedication to enriching the quality of education and elevating research excellence in Ghana. Nothing would give me more honor or more pleasure than if one day Ghana's historians were to describe me as the education president. Ladies and gentlemen, today as I stand before this distinguished assembly, I wish to address a matter of overarching importance to our nation: the upcoming general elections scheduled for 7th December 2024. It is a day when every eligible Ghanaian is called upon to exercise his or her civic duty by participating in the democratic process that has become the cornerstone of our national identity. However, I am acutely aware of the concerns raised by the Seventh-day Adventist Church regarding the coincidence of this date with the Sabbath. The Sabbath, as a sacred day of rest and worship, holds profound significance for the Adventist community, and I deeply respect and honor this fact. The observance of the Sabbath is a testament to the faith and devotion of Adventist believers, a practice that enriches their spiritual life and that of our nation. Nevertheless, as we navigate the complexities of our modern democratic society, there are moments when the intersection of faith and civic responsibility presents challenges that require thoughtful consideration and dialogue. It is in this spirit of mutual respect and understanding that I humbly plead with the leadership and members of the Seventh-day Adventist Church to reconsider their decision on not allowing eligible voters in the church to participate in the elections of 7 December 2024. Our democratic process, much like our religious practices, are fundamental pillars of our society. The right to vote is not merely a civic duty, but also a sacred trust bestowed upon each one of us as citizens of a democratic nation. It is a means by which we express our collective will, shape our future, and uphold the principles of freedom, justice, and equality that our forebears fought so hard to establish in the governance of the nation. In the Holy Gospel according to Matthew, at chapter 22, verse 21, our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ himself reminds us of the delicate balance between our spiritual obligations and our earthly responsibilities. When confronted with the question of paying tax to Caesar, Jesus responded, "Render to Caesar the things that are Caesar's, and to God the things that are God's." This teaching underscores the importance of fulfilling our duties both to God and to the state. It is a call to harmonize our spiritual convictions with our civic responsibilities, recognizing that the effectuation of both is essential to the well-being of our community. I respectfully urge the Seventh-day Adventist Church to take into consideration this biblical admonition as we approach the forthcoming elections. Let us remember that by participating in the democratic process, we are not compromising our faith, but rather fulfilling a moral duty to contribute to the common good. Our involvement in the elections is a manifestation of our determination to building a just and equitable society, one that reflects the values of compassion, integrity, and stewardship that are at the heart of our Christian faith. Furthermore, I appeal to the leadership of the Seventh-day Adventist Church to explore practical solutions that will enable members to exercise their right to vote without compromising their religious convictions. Early voting and other accommodations could be considered to ensure that every Adventist believer has the opportunity to participate in this crucial democratic exercise. Such measures will highlight a resolve to respect both civic duty and religious observance, setting an example of thoughtful and inclusive leadership for our entire nation. The date of 7th December as the time for general elections has emanated from our decision to depart from the example of the first election in 1992, when the presidential and parliamentary elections were held on different days, which led to the boycott and protest by the New Patriotic Party of the subsequent parliamentary elections, and thereafter to hold presidential and parliamentary elections together. The date being the one date that enables the constitutional provisions on the terms of office of the presidency and of the parliament to coincide to permit this to be done. And as you can see, the date has meant that the relevant day has been a movable feast. In 1996, it fell on Saturday. In 2000, on Thursday. In 2004, on Tuesday. In 2008, on Sunday. In 2012, on Friday. In 2016, on Wednesday. And in 2020, on Monday. And in 2024, on Saturday. There can be no intention in this arithmetic to deter, discourage, or disenfranchise any group of citizens from being able to exercise their civic rights. I am determined to ensure the conduct of free and fair elections on 7th December, to reinforce Ghana's democratic credentials and solidify her status as a beacon of democracy on the African continent. My commitment and that of my government to upholding democratic principles are unwavering, and we will leave no stone unturned in safeguarding the integrity of the electoral process. Anyone who attempts to subvert the will of the people will face the full rigors of the law, as we shall be resolute in enforcing the law on vigilantism without fear or favor, so that citizens can exercise their franchise free of violence and intimidation. It is our collective responsibility to ensure that the voice of every Ghanaian is heard and respected, thereby contributing to a peaceful and prosperous nation for all. No candidate or party can be said to have won the 7th December election before the people cast their vote, and their vote has been duly counted and declared by the authorized public agencies. This is what matters, not polls, artificial or otherwise, of limited numbers of Ghanaians. Any idea that the 7th December election is a foregone conclusion should not be countenanced by anybody in this country. It is not a done deal. It is the vote of 7th December that counts, and I'm exhorting all eligible candidates to do their civic duty and vote on the persons and parties of their free choice. Before I conclude, ladies and gentlemen, there are 3 matters of some importance that I must mention. Firstly, to commemorate this occasion, I'm pleased to announce that I have committed to completing the construction of the School of Business complex. A project initially started by President Kufuor. Secondly, I'll also help provide furnishing for the Bulu-Watife administration block. The completion of these projects will augment the infrastructure and resources available to the university, fostering an even more conducive environment for learning and growth. Thirdly and lastly, I'm delighted to share with you that the Chief of Staff in the Office of the President, that historic woman, the first of her sex to act as Chief of Staff to a Ghanaian president, the Honorable Akosua Frima Osei Opare, an honorary alumna of this university, has instituted an annual award for the overall best graduating female student. This award will include the presentation of a brand new laptop and a cash prize, further encouraging excellence and empowering our female graduates to achieve their highest potential. Ladies and gentlemen, Chancellor, Vice Chancellor, members of the faculty, as we look to the future, let us remember that our strength as a nation lies both in our unity and diversity, and in our ability to transcend differences in pursuit of the common good. The challenges we face are weighty, but they are not insurmountable when approached with a spirit of cooperation and mutual respect. By engaging in open dialogue and seeking creative solutions, we can ensure that every Ghanaian has the opportunity to contribute to the democratic process while honoring their faith. In conclusion, I express again my deepest gratitude to Valley View University and the Seventh-day Adventist Church for this esteemed honor. It is a privilege that I and the other two honorees will cherish for the rest of our days, and a reminder of the shared values that bind us together. Let us move forward with a renewed commitment to building a nation that is not only democratic and prosperous, but also grounded in the values of faith, justice, and compassion. May God bless us all as we strive to fulfill our duties to both God and our beloved Ghana. And may God continue to bless Valley View University. I thank you for your attention.
Your seats. Thank you so much, and thank you, Your Excellency, the President of the Republic. We are so grateful, and we also want to mention the presence of Honorable Lydia Sarah Malasan, the MP for Ayawaso West Wagon in our midst. Honorable, shall we see you by hand? Great. You're welcome. Yes. Shall we have Professor from our sister university in Nigeria, Babcock, a word of felicitation, Professor Tayo. Please, you're welcome to the podium. Thank you.
Your Excellency, Nana Addo Akufo Addo, the President, Republic of Ghana, and the amiable wife, the First Lady, and government functionaries here today, the Chancellor of Valley View University, also the Chancellor of Babcock University, Professor Robert Osei Bonsu, the Chair of the Governing Council, Dr. Thomas Techi-Okran, my fellow Vice Chancellor, government functionaries, my Lord, spiritual and temporal, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Babcock University Governing Council, Senate, Administrative Committee staff and students, I bring to you sincere felicitations and good wishes on the landmark occasion of the 31st graduation ceremony of our dear Valley View University. It is another occasion for you to graduate capable, industrious, and God-fearing young men and women who will occupy leadership positions and be agents of change on the continent of Africa and the global stage. It's indeed heartwarming to us at Babcock University, the first private university in Nigeria, and a faith-based sister institution with common ideals, objectives, and mission. We pray that the Almighty God shall continue to strengthen your hands as you develop brilliant and great individuals for the blessing of humanity and transformation of our dear continent, Africa. We are indeed proud to associate with you in this success story of another graduation ceremony. Please accept the highest assurance of my esteemed regard. Ayiko.
Thank you very much, Professor Ademola Tayo, the Vice Chancellor of Babcock University. Olusegun. Graciously, His Excellency the President has agreed to stay on to witness as we graduate the 6 PhD graduates. And so we'll do that quickly so we don't keep him waiting. Thank you. And so, sorry, I almost messed up here. Distinguished Chancellor, I respectfully call upon the Pro-Vice Chancellor, Professor Winfred Ofoelakote, for the conferment of degrees and awards. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Distinguished Chancellor, the persons being presented have fulfilled the requirements of the statutes and regulations of the university and have been found worthy both in character and in learning to be admitted to the degrees of their respective schools and faculties. I therefore call upon the deans of the various schools and faculties to present their various students. We shall begin with the School of Graduate Studies, Addo. Shall we give him a clap?
Will the graduating postgraduate students please stand and remain standing? The PhD students. Distinguished Chancellor, I present the graduating students standing before you and those who are unavoidably absent, for whom I stand proxy, and who have successfully completed their PhD program at Valley View University.
By the authority of the University Council and the Academic Board, I admit you all and severally to the postgraduate degrees of Valley View University. Congratulations.
Presenting our first PhD graduates, Beatrice Atta Mensah, PhD in Business Administration, Management Option. Beatrice's thesis title, Emotional Skills, Employee Retention Strategies, and Organizational Performance of Budget Hotels in Accra Metropolis, as moderated by personal profiles. Her supervisor is Dr. Vera Akafo Ayite. Congratulations. Our second graduate is Maurice Aya Mensah, PhD, Business Administration, Finance Option. His thesis title, Financial Risk Tolerance, Financial Literacy, Investment Type and Investment Decision-Making in Ghana, Demonstrated Rules of Heuristic Techniques and Income Levels. His supervisor is Professor E.B. Amponsa. Congratulations. Our third graduate, PhD, is Chilala Osman, PhD, Business Administration, Management Option. His thesis topic, the mediating effects of organizational ethics on the relationship between talent management, corporate governance, and employee engagement in Ghana's public universities. His supervisor, Professor Peter Agyekum Kufuor. Congratulations. Our fourth PhD graduate, Georgina Baba Ankwanda, PhD, Business Administration, Management Option. Her thesis title, Knowledge and Performance Management Practices on Employees' Productivity as Moderated by Work Environment in the Public Service of Ghana. Her supervisor, Dr. Benita N. Amos Fidelis. Congratulations. Our fifth graduate is Peter Yenyeya Yidan, PhD, Business Administration, Management Option. Peter's thesis title, Mediating Role of Attitude on the Relationship between Perceived Ease of Use, Perceived Usefulness of Usage Behavior towards Paperless Systems in Ghana's Ports and Harbors Authority. His supervisor, Dr. Stephen Arthur. Congratulations. Our sixth graduate, last but not the least, Samuel Agyekum Benson, PhD, Business Administration, Management Option. his thesis topic, Performance Expectancy, Effort Expectancy, Facilitating Condition and Usage Behavior of Customers Towards Electronic Management Systems in Ghana Electricity Industry. His supervisor, Professor Peter Agyekum Kufuor. Congratulations.
Thank you. Shall we give it up once again to them?